Welcome back to LearnWire. We're going to be looking at Notion today. I'll be doing a review and show some of the experiences that I have used the application for. So we're going to get started. This is not sponsored or I'm not an affiliate for Notion. I'm just doing this as an application to review for you guys so you can get my take on this. Now, we're going to go in real quick and just look at the traffic so you guys can see the popularity of this tool. So there's almost 17 million monthly visits going to this tool. So it is a giant application and it definitely has a lot of hype and a lot of people are telling you to use it. I'm going to go out there and show you what I've tried to do with it and then end by recapping who I think this tool is for, the best use cases, and if you need it or not. Okay. So I'm going to try to leave my opinions till the very end. So you want to make sure to stick to the video till the very end and I'll kind of recap it for you. But right now we'll just go in and take a look. They have a million different features. They even have AI. We'll see if we're going to look into that feature on this one or not, but we can go in and just look at, they have like just a ton of different things that you can do with the tool and the solutions that it provides. And then pricing, again, I don't have any links for you, but we'll just go over here real quickly. You get a free account, but any of the custom reports, like when you need to add on a database or a chart view, that's the one. So if you need to add a chart view to anything, which let's be honest, that's one of the main reasons to use Notion is to collect data and then easily click buttons and create charts. So you can look at data in a more friendly way, the charts, and like right here, look at unlimited charts. I think you might get one chart or something like that. But I can tell you right now from being in the free account, you very quickly and easily have to graduate. They set it up intelligently from a business standpoint that basically if you want to spend any time and get any good use out of Notion, you definitely need a paid account. And that's $10 per month. You can save up to 20% with an annual. So it's $10 per user or $8. So if you click over here, I believe it's like, or that's pay yearly is $10. Pay monthly is $12 per month. Pay yearly is $20 for business or $24 on the monthly. And then you have enterprise as well. So I'm going to log in. We'll be right back. Okay, perfect. So we've just loaded and we are in notes taken for you. Download Notion app to try. So we're going to download this on our Mac or PC. We're just in the online cloud version right now. Now I'm just going to show you right here. This is a snapshot because I have this connected to my Google Calendar. You can connect this to your Google Calendar and it literally, I just logged in and it literally has just these upcoming events right here. We can build a to-do list or a calendar. You can see that we had, like Logan soccer, Levin has basketball. I'm going to block some of this part out right here, but you can see that it brings in your calendar. I have this synced to my Google Calendar. I'm just going to block some of the personal stuff out, but you'll see that it brings that in so we can create different views. We can create a calendar, a to-do list, all that kind of stuff. Now you can see to get started, you're going to come over here. We can look at templates and so forth, but you can see all these different things we have over here, different brands, YouTube channels, affiliate launches, different things like that. So we can click on some of these that I've used it for. For example, I was going to use it to help track and manage some affiliate promotions that I had coming up. You can see the launch date was August 19th, 2024. And this was, and then I would put the sale for Koala was from August 19th to August 26th. So it was like a week long. I did participate in this and we did make some really good money on this promotion. You can see create ranking videos and show ranking proof. So right here was like the marketing ideas that I did for that. And then we had I got this from Gmail. So they sent me, because I'm an affiliate, an email and saying that this is a Koala AI affiliates upcoming summer sale and big announcement. If we go over to my website and go to recommended, I have my top recommended software, Koala, Agility Writer, and Zim Writer are still at the top right there. And this is actually updated. We have Rank IQ, SE ranking, and then lifetime deal SEO tools right there. So I'll leave a link to this. You guys can go check out my top. I use SiteGround. I pay $500 a year for my websites. Popcorn Theme is great for affiliate marketing. I use Descript to record my videos. The video you're watching right now, I'm recording in Descript and I edit it and do everything all in one Descript. Absolutely can't recommend it enough. And then vidIQ and one of 10 softwares that I also have paid access to and use. These are my top recommended tools. I review software for a living, but these are the ones that have made it to my top recommended and they're broken down to the different categories and so forth. Okay. So you can see right over here, like Agility Writer. Let's just say Agility Writer has a sale. They sent me an email, for example, and I would come in here and I would fill this out. Agility Writer, let's say it's a high priority. You'd go in here, put a date. Let's say it starts on July 1st and it's going to run until the end of the week, maybe Saturday. Then I can put that in there and say, I haven't started it yet. It's in progress or it's done. We're going to start promoting it pretty soon. And so let's go like that. And then we can come over here and say, hey, what do I want to do? Well, show results I have gotten, rankings, etc. Then we can push tab and come over here to source and say that I got this from email. And then I could even put the title was what I probably would do. And just like that. And then we can add different columns. If we wanted to keep track of something, we would just say add a property or show or hide properties. We could add different things like a checkbox. And then when we're done with that one, maybe you also want to check mark box it or whatever. So that's kind of like a simple use case. Or if you want to come down here, you can go to new there, or you can just select the new button right over here and set it all up the way that you want to, like kind of template based right here. And so I do like the flexibility. You're able to click the new button. There's a drop down right here as well. You can add a new template or fill it out like you're filling out an Excel spreadsheet. If you're familiar with spreadsheets, Google Sheets, or Microsoft Excel, then this is probably going to be a tool that you're going to find yourself pretty familiar with, and you're going to possibly enjoy it. It reminds me of Microsoft Access, where it was all about databases, and Microsoft Excel. It's like putting both together in one powerhouse suite. The learning curve will be less for managing databases. You can, because every time we fill something right over here, it's actually related, and there's a database related to it. In that respect, it's actually an advantage. So let's go and look at some of the other things like weekly to-do list. This is a template I pulled in. You could use this add week dates right here. You could go in here and customize and put the week dates right there. And you could come in and say Monday, task 1, task 2 is right here, and task 3 right here. Tuesday, you can push tab. I didn't know that. Even if that kind of gets out of whack, you just go like that and you push return right there. No problem. Task 3. Let's say Tuesday, we don't really have anything on our list. And then we have task 1 for Wednesday and so forth. So you can look at this as weeks in advance. It's a different way of looking at it. Weekly to-do list right there. I'm going to keep coming down here. And this is just another template I pulled in. These are not actual numbers, but you can see income. So you have your different income, and then you have your expenses over here, and then you can add more, say what your net is and so forth. This was really cool. I was using this for a while, but I've gotten out of using it and I reverted to using spreadsheets. That's something I'm really familiar with. I used to be a data analyst and an inventory manager. So I spent years in Microsoft Excel and doing codes and running pivot tables and charts and dashboards in Microsoft Excel. So I'm just comfortable and I like spreadsheets. You can set this up and do some pretty cool stuff from a spreadsheet standpoint. So I could put in the next videos that I wanted to review. I could put the due date over here and you set this up to automatically email or alert you when you need to be reminded or something like that, right? So we could say when the due date is, we can say what the priority is, we can put in these different tags right over here. So if it was a software update video or something like that, or if it's a new review, if it's an SEO tool. And then you could do some really cool stuff with these tags. And I think that this tag section right here is pretty cool because what you can do with that is after you start doing a bunch of videos, you can actually start pulling data and say, hey, based on this tag, what are my views? And you can run charts and so forth, okay? If one of these people reached out to me, if it was a software company like Content Raptor, and they say, hey, this is a paid sponsorship right here. We're going to get this in progress. The due date is next July 1st, for example. It's an SEO tool. And let's just say this is high priority, right? So I'm going to say that this one, they paid me, let's just say, and this is just pretend, right? It's an example. And so let's just say they paid me $300. I have that set up right there like that. We can put any special notes right here that we want to. And then what ends up happening is you can go and look at these different views as well. So we have by project, you can look at this, but we've only have one project in here, but you can look at it from a Kanban board standpoint right over here. So we have not started any of those in progress. We know what we have down the pipeline, didn't do over here, and then done right over here. You can see I did use this for a while like this, and I kind of got out of the habit. And then you can come over here and start looking at this really cool chart right over here that I did actually have. I was using right here, and this is probably my most exciting way to use Notion. When you have something set up beautifully for you, in your business, different dashboards. So you have these different dashboards over here. So if this was just my LearnWire YouTube channel, we could do all kinds of things for this YouTube channel. Now, when we come back over here into all tasks, these are the videos that I'm going to create and so forth. We've got some data over here. I could also say, how many views did this get? So type property names, views in 7-day views. Maybe that's an important metric for me. 7-day views. How many views did the video get, right? So now we've just added in another, where is that? Oh, so we'd come over here and let's just say text, for example. And so I'm going to click in here, and then this text right here, I'm going to say 7-day views. Now we have a new column right over here. And if we wanted to move this over, we can actually move it over there, or we can just move it back over here. So very simple to use like that. Now, let's just say that we have this video got 700 views. This one got 500. This one got 1,500 views. This one got 400. So now you're keeping track of this, and you can set up another chart to look at the views that you're getting, and you're collecting data on your dashboard, but then you can select these, right? So now on the all tasks, let's just say, for example, this month, because we're keeping track of the month, right? So July, Maker Suite reached out to me as well, and we're going to schedule a video for July 2nd, and it's also a high priority, and it is a YouTube tool, right? So software update. No, we want to go over to, I don't have a YouTube tool in here, I don't think. Funnel, advertising leads, SEO. So I'm going to go and I'm going to add something in here. We're going to push the create button for YouTube. It's a YouTube tool, right? And then we can change the color of that as we want. We can go in here into these 3 little dots. It's pretty self-explanatory. And I like the blue for that. So now we have a YouTube tool, and let's say they're going to pay me $500 to do this video for them, right? Now, if you want to start getting a pulse on how much money is sponsored videos making for me on my channel, we can come over here and we go sponsored by month. And you can see, whoa, we've had a breakout month in July of 2025. And you can see 700, 400, 800. Now, what I would want to do is come down here, and you can start customizing this as well, and start breaking down like what's your run rate for the year and so forth. So those are things that you can do, but I really love the chart aspect where it can automatically create basically pivot tables or charts or dashboards. If you set it up correctly, these charts right over here are what's going to save money, and founders and CEOs and managers of companies, when they start using software like this, saves them a ton of time, because in real time, right? So now you have real time reporting where you're in here and you can just start looking at, okay, so here's our, and I'm just using this for a simple task right here, just a YouTube schedule setup, right? We could add as many columns of information that we can put people's email address and what the name of the software is and so forth. And then if you're the manager and someone's responsible for creating the videos, apply this to your business. In my business, I'm running a YouTube channel and a brand right over here. But what we could do over here is we could actually start going and looking at like, okay, so the person that's in charge, like the manager, comes in here and says, oh, okay, here's where we're at. Okay, cool. Everything's looking good. We are scheduled and so forth. And they can say, well, how much money are we making this month? We're projecting a number of $800 in July already. Because if you start getting these scheduled, right? So we start getting all these people down here scheduled for July. Let's just say it's July, maybe 8th, we land another. Let's say a follower reaches out to us and it's going to be on the 9th of July. I'm going to go medium there, and we're going to go with a social media tool. I'm just going to say social media right there. And then that's also a paid, and we can come over here and say that maybe this one was $250. I just put that in and we click on the sponsored. It's already gone over $1,000 now, right? So this is my favorite part about using Notion. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of what you can actually do with Notion. Let's scroll down and keep going. This is another way. I have another channel and I can't run that channel anymore. It's important where you got the idea to create the video. I have all these sources right over here. Futurepedia, Product Hunt. There's an AI for that. Munch Hive, SaaS Mantra, Dealify. This was a kind of a YouTube channel that I have. You can go check it out. Software Mania, but it was to do lifetime deals that were not AppSumo related, right? Because I'm exclusive as an affiliate with AppSumo. If I'm going to do a lifetime deal type of tool, I have to stick with AppSumo. It's part of their affiliate terms, and they're the best on the market. So definitely wouldn't switch and start putting these on this channel. Some inside information for you there. This would be another channel right over here. It would say, hey, well, I got these ideas over here, because then you can start spotting trends. You can start saying, well, it seems like when I get the idea from Futurepedia, my videos get more views. So let's stick with that, right? So you can collect data the way you set your workflow up and you set your dashboard up, then you can start coming in here and creating charts and so forth. So video views by days. Let's see if we can do this. I have this set up right over here. You can set this all up. Very customizable, the colors and everything, really cool stuff. Then you come over here and let's just say we have, those ones all got pretty good views. And then we had a standout video right there. So then you could go video views by days and we can actually set up. So there's a little plus mark right here. And I think you can get decent results without actually, learning, having to watch tutorials and so forth. But when you start getting into really database heavy stuff, you're going to get lost in Notion. You're going to need some training, and there is a learning curve. When we come through here, if I wanted to create a different way of looking at this, remember you have by project, you have by your Kanban board view, and then let's say we wanted to push a plus button here and go with based on a view. We could come in here and create a form to input data directly into this database. No, let's go with an empty view right here. And then what we want to do is go with a chart. So you have over there, and now we click on chart. And then this is it. I get one chart. And this is why I stopped using it, because I was like, I don't think I want to pay monthly for something that I can do. That's where the rubber meets the road. You get one free chart and your entire account, you only get one chart. What is game changing about Notion is multiple chart views, looking at your data in multiple different ways. You're going to need a paid account. $10 a month, you're going to need the paid account because your workspace has already used one free chart. Upgrade to unlimited charts. You've got to upgrade. Because what I would want to do is create this chart and then create some type of chart that shows us how many of our videos are landing in each one of these categories. So really cool stuff. Then we can come through here. I was going to create a business dashboard that was going to have maybe how much money the channel makes, what all the different things I have doing specifically for this channel. Not going to go over that right now. Then we have another ideas list. So we have different ways that I've used the software to build things. So let's go in here and look at templates right here. For your mid-year reset, there's going to be a lot of paid stuff. There's going to be paid tools. You're going to get free tools, all kinds of good stuff. So if you're going to come in here and just use it as a template, use templates and finding the right template, you can either do two things. You can adjust to the template that you find and just kind of like you get what you get, right? I find that using templates, they always get you about 80 to 90% there, but there's always something in there that is just missing and you can never find a perfect template for yourself. And that's why you either have to pay someone to create the template for you or get down and dirty and learn all of Notion in order to get all those databases and setting up everything. You can come in here and let's just say you have a student planner. We can click on student planner because that's coming back to school's coming up and you can start looking at these and see free. So there's going to be a ton of free. Then you can come over here and you can click on price and we can go, I only want a paid one. I want one that's really custom like this sorority recruitment planner. You can buy it for $5, right? So there's a marketplace. You can make money on Notion as well as a template designer. You can get all your work on here. You could even create a store and sell it outside of Notion on a Shopify store or a WordPress site. There are probably hundreds of thousands of templates at this point. I'm going to go back over to the marketplace and you can see personal productivity is huge on here as well. Look at all the free ones that you get. You get a ton of free options as well. You can come up here and say, I want to look at paid ones now. You can see prices ranging from $1 to $17 and so forth. It's really cool stuff. You can see just how elaborate you can actually get. Like here's a movie tracker. You can look at this one right over here. All titles right over here, and you wanted a personal movie tracker, maybe all the movies that you've watched and you want to fully review them and put them in categories. That way you can sit down and be like, hey, I want to watch a movie or one of my movies I've already watched and I want it to be at least 4 stars rating or higher and a comedy. You could filter all those things out and it'll find the perfect movie for you. So really cool stuff right over here. You can easily invite members by just putting their email address right here. And then if you have different workspaces, you would just assign them to a workspace, right? So you can build this out to manage teams and start collaborating. There's inboxes. So it can run like Asana, ClickUp, and run like Monday.com. It can run like a Todoist. It can run like all these other productivity type tools, but it does so much more than that. It is probably the most robust and customizable productivity application in the world. What I've shown you is just cracking the surface. The moment you need to tweak something or change something, you're going to need to research and start learning. Okay, so we could come over here and create a new page. This is what your blank page is going to look like. You can add an icon, add a cover, ask AI, add a database, a form, and templates. And there's even more options right over here as well. So this blank page right here is where you're going to get started. It's a blank canvas. You can build whatever you want as far as reporting and data and productivity. That's the whole point of Notion, or just simple note taking. Now we could say ask AI, and we can just say, hey, a simple note-taking app. I'm not sure if we can actually do this right here, if it's going to create this for us or not, but here's my simple note-taking app. It's creating. Welcome to my note-taking app. Features right here. Quick tips right over here. So coming soon. It gave us some different things to do. Do you want to keep or discard? We can keep. So you have AI credits. We used AI credits right there. It'll check mark that off. You can easily sort this and move. But this is your basic note-taking app. Let's just say it's David's Notes. You can create a simple note-taking app like that very easily, or I could do this customized, and I could do it one by one, but it's just as easy to use AI to create simple things. That's kind of my rundown of my experience of Notion. Of course, it gets way more technical, and there's people doing some crazy stuff in Notion, but I'm going to wrap this up for you and let you know who I think Notion is best for. If you just need a simple to-do list, and you're just managing your personal calendar and tasks, I really think that there's other better apps on the market that give you more for the free plan, or they're even cheaper, maybe $5 a month or something like that. And it's going to, be the tool for you for just scheduling purposes. There's a lot of them. Just go look them up. But if you want anything customizable, and we go back to probably my favorite thing that when I started getting ideas on how I could actually, manage my YouTube schedule here, start looking at, this is how much it's making in sponsored. We could add another database down here or something like that. And we also have the total right here, which is cool. But what we could do is add another section down here below the schedule. We could add another database on this dashboard. This is the main dashboard, right? We could say, here's how much money each account's making for affiliate marketing. We could create another chart and say, here's how much my channel's making from affiliate marketing, selling courses from this. And then you have all these charts, and then you could even create one dashboard chart that includes all of these, right? Like your sponsored, affiliate, the sky's the limit, right? So that's the way I would use Notion. It would require me to have a paid account. I think Notion is for people that have specific needs, from productivity to data management and displaying it in certain ways. And I think that it's a hybrid of using traditional spreadsheets like Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets. You can use it as productivity and so forth. And then one of the powerful things that you could have one dashboard that's like your weekly to-do list, a productivity to-do list management. And then you can have one managing different areas of your business, like the LearnWire schedule and how much money it's making. You can keep up to date on a monthly basis how well you're actually doing at the click of a button. And so those are my favorite use cases for this. I think that people that are just a little bit tech savvy or willing to learn and watch tutorials, that's who this is going to be for, the target customer. It is a little pricey in comparison with maybe some other tools. I've watched some other price comparisons, but it's probably about 20% more expensive than your typical productivity tool. But it has so much more power, but it also comes with a learning curve. If you're looking for simple, you can get started with what I'm doing right here. That's about as simple as it gets with Notion. And the learning curve will come into play very quickly, I believe, once you jump past having to do something simple like what I showed you in this video. And if you are not willing to spend the time and have patience to learn Notion and pay for it, then I don't think the tool is for you. But if you are willing to learn and you have specific use cases and you need all these nice fun charts and everything at the click of a button, you also need to manage and everything, your tasks, then I think Notion is perfect for you and you should invest in it. And I'm saying this, and I'm not an affiliate or anything like that. So what do you guys think about my kind of breakdown? I showed you the simplistic way. I didn't show you how to build databases or anything like that. But overall, I do think it's pretty dang cool. I probably do need to jump into a paid account so I can actually start managing my channel. I probably manage it like I'm doing over here. As you can see, I haven't used this since last year, but I could start having a really nice schedule and keep track of everything all in one dashboard instead of having multiple tools and dashboards. And that's where efficiency and productivity come in, right? When you can use one tool to do all of it, that is where you start becoming more efficient in your business, more productive as well. So that's my thoughts on Notion. What do you guys think? Comment below. And today it'll be LearnWire Notion. If you type LearnWire Notion below, then I know you watched the entire thing and you are a legend. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.